Hey Silver Tubers, it is Mr. Z coming back at you on Sunday the 7th of May. And I just wanted to do a couple of things in this video. I wanted to do a follow-up on the coin show I went to yesterday. I had to go back today because there was a seller that had two 50-gram Geiger bars that they were going to sell me for $30 a piece, which I thought was a fair price for a Geiger bar. And I didn't have a 50-gram. And interestingly enough, I don't know, the show ran through today, but that particular seller decided to pack up yesterday and go home. So I was really bummed. I was on my lunch break. I was really bummed. So I walked around a little bit, and I ran into a gentleman who had bought some poured silver from me last year at the same show, and he had some unanzas sitting on his table, right there. They're all 85s, and I asked him what he was asking for them. He was helping somebody else, and I didn't want to be rude, so I just real casually said, "Hey, what are you getting for your onzas?" And he explained to me, well, I'm kind of high on the onzas. And I said, okay, well, I understand. And I walked around for a few more minutes and didn't see any of the other bars that I really wanted. And stopped back by when the other buyer was gone. And I said, so how high are you? And he said, well, I'm asking, 21 a piece for them, which immediately a red flag went up. 21 a piece is not high for an Unanza, Plata Pura, Libertad. Atmex has them right now for $32 a piece, and so that might be on the higher end depending on the year, but $21 is not high. So I said, well, listen, I've got right now 14 of them, so I'm 6 shy of finishing my tube from Mexico. What would you, and I didn't have that much in my pocket, so I said, what would you take for 5 of them? And he had about 8 or 9 of them out there, and so he said, 5, and I said, you pick the date, I don't care the condition, just 5 of them, because I'm not picky. And he said, $100. So I opened up I pulled out my little bit of money I had, and I had $116. So I gave him the $100, and he gave me the 5. And he said, now, I thought you said that you were short 6 for your tube. And I said, I am, but I only have $16, and literally that's all I had left on me. And he said, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you, I'll give you that 6th Onza for $16, and next year at the show, you bring me something poured and you sell it to me for a good price. And I said, how can I pass that up? And so I inadvertently went to get one thing and ended up finishing my tube of 1 onzas. So let's count them down. We've got right there. So there's the original 9 that I had, and then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Hiding 20. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Mexico is complete. I have finished my tube of Onzas, so now I've got to ditch my Libertads, the larger, newer Libertads. I got to sell those off because I have to fund my next adventure, which is my Somali elephants. And so right now I'm in the process of, I was picking what I wanted to do next, and Somali elephants, it was either Somali elephants or it was Noah's Arks. And so I think I'm going to start a tube or work on my Somali elephants because I have more of those right now. In addition to that, I had a viewer requested pour, and I wanted to, there's going to be some pour footage after this, but I'm going to spoil the surprise, and I'm going to show the 2 pieces that I poured. One I did finishing on, and they're going to go from me to Pit Bouillon Mike in Las Vegas, and he is going to antique the other one. He's going to blacken the other one. But I thought I would go ahead and show them. So here is the one, the Jolly Roger, that is going to go to Mike in Las Vegas to be finished. It's 2.3 ounces Troy. It's got a nice little rim, giving it sort of that authentic off-strike look that would be, I think, right for this period type piece. And then he did ask me to go ahead and rainbow tone the other one, and so there's the rainbow toned one. It also has that slightly off-strike edge, which I really dig. And this one, the back just came out gnarly. All kinds of colors on it. And so there you are, my friend. And now we are going to splice in the pouring footage. So cheers, everybody. Oh, one last question. If someone could guide me, I'm having the hardest time finding a tube that fits these raw. Not in airtights, just raw. I cannot, they're 36 millimeter in diameter, and I cannot find a tube. I've kind of hunted, and I don't know if back then they just didn't come from the mint in a tube, or if they came in sheets or paper rolls, or I have no idea. But I want to take them out of these flimsy airtights and stack them in just right on top of each other in a tube. So if anybody knows, I would appreciate the heads up. So anyway, cheers, Mr. Zeke, with a silver pouring / silver scoring video. I appreciate it. I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Mr. Zeke coming to you from the silver pouring bench. Cheers. And the last pour of the evening. Short pouring session. Sometimes it's okay to pour short. I'm going to pour into this 10-ounce mold with whatever is left, and I'm going to side pour. There we go. Oh, I like that. I like that bar. Me likey. It's got a little schmutz on the top. That'll tumble off. Let's get a look up at what we did tonight. Well, not a look up. Let's get a close-up. How about that? Instead of a look-up. It's late. It's okay, though. Alright, furnace is turned down. Let's drop this bar out of this mold. And then we'll cool it. Oh, it's thin. I like it. That's a little different. Look at there. A little bit of schmutz. We'll have a look at it after we tumble it. How about that? And let's see if we can get it to pour this time without an overpour. Challenging little mold out of this big crucible. I should really probably be using the smaller crucible, but this is what was set up, so there we go. That'll have a nice little ring around it. And now I think I want to pour something big, so I will be back with a mold. I don't know what it will be yet, but I want to pour a larger bar, so hang tight. Alright, Silver Tubers, it's Mr. Zeke. We're going to give this Jolly Roger pour a second try. Hope the mold's still warm enough. Just got to take it a little easier as I fill this mold. There we go. That should be a good pour. So we shall let it cool for a second. And that came out nice and smooth, which we like. Let's see if it drops out. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to heat the mold up again. And, ooh, almost lost that one on the carpet. Wrong tongs. We'll heat the mold up again and do a second pour. Hang tight. Hey, Silver Tubers. It is Friday night at the Silver Pouring Bench. I got a couple of requested pours, so I'm going to attempt this pour with a large crucible. It's a challenging pour with a small crucible, so we shall see how they come out. There are no promises. There are never any promises from the Silver Pouring Bench. We just kind of take it as we go. So here we go with pour number one. As I said, it is a small pour. Oh, yep, over poured it. Little too much silver in that. Too bad too, it was a nice pour. Oh, just had a little too much, so we're going to remelt that. And we will be back in a little bit with pour attempt number two.